I paid $11.99 to get verified on Instagram for 1 month, and then I paid $11.99 again because I forgot to cancel it.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Was it worth it for me as a small creator with only 1,100 followers, and would I recommend you to get it? I kid you not, the analytics that I'm going to show you at the end of the video really surprised me, and my whole view on verification changed literally while I was scripting this video. I initially tried to get verified the free way, and obviously I was denied. Especially now that Meta has a paid tier, I'm sure it's even harder to get verified the free way, and it took them about a solid 4 days to get to that conclusion. But as soon as I offered up some cash, Zuck was like, "Sure buddy, you got some money," and he granted me verification within the hour. It cost me $11.99 and could only be done via the Instagram app, but if you want to get Facebook verification, then you can do it on the web as well. And the web is much cheaper because you can bypass Apple and Google's 30% revenue share from the relevant app stores. So I hope Instagram verification also comes to the web in the future, because it'll be a big saving. The perks Instagram said that they would offer were a verified badge that shows your audience that you're the real you. Number 2, increased reach throughout the app. Number 3, increased account protection with active impersonation account monitoring. Number 4, access to account support for common account issues. And number 5, and this is the best one, exclusive stickers for your Instagram stories and reels. And that, to be honest, sounds like a pretty good deal, right? Well, apart from the exclusive stickers, of course. Overall, I think it's really good value, especially the increased reach part, but nope. Shortly after, Maseri, the head of Instagram, said this.
And we're going to not include any increased reach in the US expansion for now, and try to better understand what's working and what's not with the product more broadly.
Unfortunately, this has also carried over into the UK and other countries, so there's no increased reach now at all. And I think in the future they're probably going to have another tier where they do offer increased reach, but that's going to cost a lot of money. This obviously drastically reduces the value of getting verified. But maybe, just maybe, the psychological impact of that tick is enough to get people to like my videos and comment, and it might still bring me some value, and maybe brands would see me as more legit and maybe more likely to partner with me. Plus, there's hardly any videos on Instagram verification and whether it helps you or not, especially as a nano creator, and I couldn't really find them, so I paid the cash and here I am. So please drop a like and comment so that I can recuperate some of that money back. I made sure to use Instagram exactly the way I did before I got verified, which meant putting out a few stories every other day and occasionally making a post and a reel. And I saw a great video from Brandon Washington, which I'll link down below, but he actually
started posting a lot more
because he wanted to make the most out of the fact that he's now paying to use Instagram. I, however, wanted to keep it as similar to the control as possible so that the only varying factor that I have in the growth that I receive was the verification itself. People sometimes responded to my story very excited, saying, "Wow, my guy's now verified." And then when someone follows me in real life and they chat to me and they're like, "Wow, you're verified, you're so cool." That's about it. When others see you post a message as well in the comment section, you do stand out a bit and they're more likely to maybe respond to you, and you're just a bit more likely to be seen because of that blue glowing tick. And I think it's just a psychological thing. And it might be like, "Oh, who's this famous person commenting on my post?" And then they might check out your profile. If someone verified commented on my post, I'd definitely check out their profile. I think most people probably would, unless they're just used to it. That being said, I did send out a few DMs to some brands that I'd like to collab with, and they didn't respond to me. Which is in contrast to what Brandon said, because he actually got more deals. But that could be for a multitude of different reasons. I obviously have a much smaller following than he does, and it could also be that the brands that I messaged don't use Instagram as much, or don't see the Instagram as they go into the request section. So, it didn't really seem to get the effect that I was searching for. So now you're thinking, well, clearly it's a waste of money. All you're getting is a check, which brands don't really seem to care about, especially if you're smaller, and you're not really having that much of a psychological impact. But just before you make that judgment, let me show you my analytics, and that's where it gets a little bit interesting, let's just say. In the 30 days prior to being verified, I reached a total of 687 accounts with 18,809 impressions, and my profile activity was pretty low, I'd say, at like 263. And in the last 30 days that I was verified, I reached a solid 1,100 accounts, which is a 60% increase, and the impressions actually decreased by about 15.5%, but my profile activity was a whopping 675, which was 2.5 times higher. So it looks like there was a massive increase in my reach, and Instagram Verify seems to have worked, yay! But has it really? So let's take an even deeper dive now. So if you check closely, I released a reel this month, and it looks like that drove a lot of the traffic to my channel. Or platform even. And now it seems like an unfair comparison. But luckily we can take a look at the month before, so 2 months before verification, where I also released a reel. And on this month I reached 1,341 accounts with 13,270 impressions. And my profile activity though was 284, which baffles me completely. I think we can conclude that posting a reel means you reach a wider audience, more so than a post or a story would, which makes sense, right? I mean, Instagram loves reels. But the one thing that I can't explain is why was my profile activity far higher? So then I thought, okay, well, I released a week in the life in Australia on my med school elective a few days ago, and I know people clicked on my link to check that out because I checked, so that must have been what drove the traffic. So I changed the dates to exclude the 14th of August, which was when I released those stories, and nope, the profile activity was still quite high. I thought, okay, well, for the past week, I've uploaded quite a few stories. Maybe that drove the majority of the traffic, and nope, I still had more profile activity in half a month than each of the previous 2 months. So what does this all mean? Instagram verification does not bring you more reach, but what it does bring you is that psychological impact of wanting to check out that person's profile if they're verified. And it allows you to build more trust with the audience. And this was more evident than ever when I looked at the views from my reels. So the reel I posted during the verification month actually had less than half the views and likes, but my profile activity was way higher. So when they actually click on you, they may or may not follow you or watch your content, but they are more likely to check your profile out. The rest is obviously up to you and how you run your social media account. So would I recommend you to get Instagram verification? If you're a larger Instagrammer, it's probably a no-brainer. Make it part of your business strategy and investment. Plus, you probably have a lot more fake accounts replicating you, and you need that Instagram support. And the money you spend on verification will bring you a lot of value. But if you're a smaller creator, I think you've got to ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1. Do you have people pretending to be you on social media, so much so that it's affecting your followers and or you negatively? Number 2, money isn't really an issue for you and you're in the social media game for a long run, so you want to build up that brand image nice and early. Or most importantly, number 3, and that is getting more profile activity, which for me was 2.5 times more, and that trust you can build with brands and your followers worth spending £11.99? If you answered yes, then I'd recommend it. Otherwise, you're just wasting money on something that you were just using for free. For me, I paid the extra month because I'm a bit stupid, so I'm gonna monitor it and I may or may not continue in the future. Regardless, whether or not you decide to get verified, I'm sure you're looking for more ways to monetize your content and earn more money. I mean, of course you are. You're an influencer. You're a content creator. That's why I think you should check out this video, which shows you how to use an easy to use platform called Buy Me a Coffee to create those other sources of income.